Have you ever wondered why breathing is slowly starting to feel harder and why the effects of climate change never seem to hit everyone the same way?
Or how the small lifestyle choices we make every day quietly shape the environment around us?
Well then, you're in the right place. This is Earthwise,
Or otherwise.
a weekly climate news roundup brought to you by Climate Action Live in collaboration with the Jindal School of Journalism and Communication.
Every week, we bring you climate stories from around the world, along with people's voices, cultural reflections, and small actions that we can all take in our everyday lives.
On this journey, I'm Ritvik.
And I'm Gayatri. Two perspectives, but one shared concern: the planet we call our home.
This is Earthwise or otherwise.
Because the real question isn't just what being Earthwise looks like.
It is also what the cost of choosing otherwise might just be. So now let's begin with the weekly National Climate Check-in, where we break down what's happening across India.
From policy shifts to ground level impact, here's everything you need to know about the country's changing climate story.
Okay, Gayatri, raise your hand if you have ever heard someone say, India is doing enough for climate change. We are a developing country, no?
All the time. And Ritvik, look, there's so much truth to it. Our per capita emissions are still 1/3 of the global average. We didn't cause this mess.
But here's the thing, Gayatri. The first report is from The Hindu and it says that India just announced its new climate targets for 2035. And experts, well, they're calling it a walk in the park.
Really, a walk in the park, Ritvik. Our glaciers are melting. Our cities are drowning in heat. Our farmers are watching unpredictable rains destroy years of work. That's not a park. That's purely a crisis.
So Gayatri, let me break down what India actually promised. By 2035, we will reduce emissions intensity. That is, emissions per unit of GDP by 47% below the 2005 levels.
Sounds impressive.
It would be, Gayatri, impressive indeed, but our old target was 45%. So we increased it by 2% over 5 extra years. That's not acceleration, that's barely a nudge.
Imagine you're running from a bear, and instead of sprinting, well, you just walk slightly faster. That's what this feels like.
And here's the part that actually hurts. India also promised that 60% of our power will come from non-fossil sources. That's great. But without massive battery storage, that power isn't reliable when the sun doesn't shine or the wind doesn't blow.
So what's the Earthwise solution, Ritvik? What should India actually do?
Great question, Gayatri. We as a country should do 3 things. Number 1, raise the target to 55% by 2035. Number 2, publish a real coal phase down plan with actual money to help workers find new jobs. And lastly, go all in on battery storage and pumped hydro. Make that 60% promise actually mean something.
Because otherwise, we look back in the year 2035 and realize that we actually had a chance to lead, but we instead just chose to stroll.
What's the call to action, you may ask, Gayatri? Well, this week, all of you must find what your local MP's email address is. Send them one question, just one. Why is India settling for a walk in the park when the world needs a sprint? Be polite but be persistent. Be annoying if you have to. Okay, let's switch gears now. I want all you listeners to imagine something. Imagine your favorite lake, the one you went to as a kid. Maybe you fed the ducks, maybe your parents took photos there.
And now imagine walking up to that very lake one morning and the entire surface is covered with dead fish. Not one, not two, thousands of them, floating, still and silent.
That's not a horror movie, that's Hyderabad. The next report is from Deccan Chronicle and it's about the Chilikunta Lake in Tellupur.
So what actually happened there? Let me paint the picture for you. Around this lake, there are labor camps and construction sites. Big buildings going up everywhere. And where does all their waste go?
Let me take a guess. The lake?
Directly. Untreated sewage. No processing, no filters. Purely human waste and chemicals flowing straight into the water. Then add warm weather to it because India is just getting hotter day by day. And the oxygen in the lake? well, that just disappears.
Fish need oxygen to breathe, same as us. When the oxygen drops, they suffocate. Thousands of them. Not slowly, not peacefully. They suffocate.
And here's the part, Ritvik, that makes me very angry. Residents complained. They went to the Pollution Control Board. They even went to the district collector. They wrote letters, made calls, probably yelled at a few desks too.
And?
Nothing. No action. The sewage kept flowing and the fish, well, they kept dying.
Here's what people don't realize. That water doesn't just disappear. It seeps into the ground. It flows to other lakes. Eventually, someone drinks it. Someone cooks with it. Someone's child bathes in it.
So, Earthwise solution to this? Well, there are only 3 simple steps. 1. Shut every illegal sewage outlet within 24 hours. Not a week, not a month, tomorrow. 2. Force every construction cluster to install its own sewage treatment plant. No plant, no building permit. 3. Make repeat offenders face criminal charges, not a fine they can laugh off.
Because otherwise, and it's not an exaggeration, every lake in every Indian city will become a dead zone. And we will stand around wondering why we have no clean water left.
Well, the call to action to this is, next time you see sewage flowing into a lake or a river, take your phone out, record it, take photos, then go to the National Green Tribunal's website and file a complaint. It barely takes 10 minutes. Those 10 minutes could save a lake and save a life.
Okay, this next one is a little weird. It is not about glaciers or fish or emissions. It is about politics.
Because sometimes politics tells you more than just science reports do.
Remember December 2023? COP28 in Dubai. Big stage, cameras everywhere. Prime Minister Modi walks up to the podium and announces with full confidence that India would like to host COP33 in 2028.
I remember. He said that India is committed to the UN framework for climate change process. It really felt like a huge deal.
It was a huge deal, Gayatri. Hosting a COP is like hosting the Olympics of climate. You get to show off your politics, your policies, your projects, your leadership. It forces you to get your act together.
So then what happened, Ritvik?
Well, the next report is from ANI and here's the headline. India has withdrawn its proposal to host COP33. Quietly. On April 2nd, no press conference, no explanation. Just poof, gone.
Wait, what? We just pulled out?
Yup. The decision was conveyed to the Asia Pacific Group. That's it. No official reason, nothing at all.
Even Congress leader Jairam Ramesh said he was surprised. He said, and I quote, "It was high on the PM's agenda, especially since 2029 is an election year. Atmospherics could have been created."
Well, what does this actually mean, you may ask? Hosting COP would have given India a global stage right before elections. Good optics. So why just walk away?
Nobody knows. And that's the problem. When there's no explanation, people fill the gap with guesses. And the guesses are never kind.
Well, here is my Earthwise take. Hosting or not hosting, that's not the real issue. The real issue is, does India want to be seen as a climate leader?
If yes, then here's the solution. 1. Release a clear, honest explanation for the withdrawal. Just say what happened. People respect honesty more than silence. 2. Double down on actual climate action. Renewable energy, forest protection, coal reduction. Do the work. 3. Show up to every COP between now and 2030 with strong targets, not weaker ones.
Because otherwise, and this is the part that actually bothers me, the world will start to think of India as only the one who makes announcements and not the one who delivers.
Well, the call to action to this is write to the Ministry of Environment. 1 mail. Ask them, why did India withdraw from hosting COP33? Use plain language, be respectful, but don't let them stay silent. Silence is not an answer. Movies, music, fashion, social media trends, we consume all of it every day. But have you ever paused to think about the environmental footprint behind these choices?
Well, let's bring this conversation down to the ground with our Vox Pop segment.
To explore these questions further, our climate crew has been out and about speaking directly to people on campus.
Pratha, Nayak and Samagra Thakur have been engaging with students, young audiences and everyday listeners,
trying to understand how pop culture choices quietly shape the way we think about climate.
So, over to you both.
आज हमने लोगों से पूछा, क्या पेरिस फैशन वीक या लैक्मे फैशन वीक के ट्रेंड्स जब इन्फ्लुएंसर्स कॉपी करते हैं, क्या वो लोगों को ज़्यादा कपड़े खरीदने और फैशन वेस्ट बढ़ाने के लिए पुश करता है? और उनका ये कहना था,
Honestly, I do it too. You see a trend everywhere, you buy it, wear it once, and then it just sits in your cupboard. I've definitely bought clothes just because influencers made them look cool, even though I did not really need them.
When influencers copy fashion week trends, it definitely makes people shop more and buy more clothes. And trends change so fast, so clothes do get thrown out at a much quicker rate, which adds to fashion waste. I think people just need to buy less.
The problem, it isn't fashion weeks, it is just how fast influencers push trends. Like, that pressure obviously makes people constantly buy new clothes. And you see, runways are about creativity, but when influencers mass copy that, when influencers mass copy those looks, it just encourages fast fashion and overconsumption.
Influencers play a huge part in what gets trending today in today's world, because the youth today have a lot of access to people their age, and I completely believe that when these new fashion weeks come over, they do change their whole personality and their whole look just to be trending, and that trend is very expensive to our resources and it creates a lot of pollution.
It's the social media that always leads us to believe that we need to have the newest trend, the newest clothes. It's the fast fashion that leads to waste. Fashion weeks are just a platform to showcase your talent.
Well, now let's switch gears. Let's take a look at what's happening around the world in climate.
From global policies to on-ground impact, here's your weekly international climate roundup.
Okay, so let's begin. And I need you to really listen to this one because it sounds technical, but it's actually very simple.
Whenever someone says energy imbalance, I think of my electricity bill.
Not far off, Gayatri, but here's the idea. Earth gets its energy from the sun, sunlight, heat, and Earth also sends energy back into the space. Infrared radiation and basically heat leaving the planet.
So Ritvik, it's like a bank account. Money comes in and money goes out.
Exactly, Gayatri. For thousands of years, it was roughly balanced. Inflow equaled outflow. And that's why the climate was stable.
Well, then how's it now?
Now, because of the greenhouse gases, CO2, methane and all that stuff, Earth is holding on to more heat. The outflow is slower, so the imbalance is growing.
How much?
The next report is from the World Meteorological Organization, WMO, and they just released the State of the Global Climate 2025 report. According to them, Earth's energy imbalance is the highest it has ever been in the 65 years of record.
65 years? That's not a blip, that's a trend.
And the results? Well, 2015 to 2025 were the hottest 11 years on record. 2025 alone was 1.43 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial levels. Remember the Paris Agreement? Goal is 1.5 degrees Celsius. We're almost there.
Where is all that extra heat going now? Tell me it's not just sitting here with us.
It's worse, Gayatri. Over 90% of it is going into the oceans.
The oceans? That's huge.
Huge as well as terrifying. Ocean heat content has broken records for 9 consecutive years. Sea levels have risen to 11 centimeters since 1993 and the rate is accelerating. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said, and I quote, "Every key climate indicator is flashing red."
That's not a report, Ritvik. That's a warning siren.
So what's the Earthwise solution, you all may ask? Well, we need something new. Temperature targets alone aren't enough anymore. We need energy imbalance reduction targets, a global agreement to slow the rate at which Earth stores the heat.
And we need ocean monitoring, not just for scientists, but for everyone, with real consequences if we cross certain thresholds.
Because otherwise, and this is the part that keeps climate scientists awake at night, we are flying blind. We see the symptoms: hotter years, rising seas, stronger storms. But we don't have a direct handle on the root cause, the imbalance itself.
Well, the call to action to this is share the WMO report summary with 5 people today. Just the highlights, don't overwhelm them. Then ask one question. What will you change this week to stop adding heat to our oceans? Make it real, make it personal, and make it this week.
Now, let's talk about the gas nobody talks about. Carbon dioxide is getting all the headlines. But there's another gas that is way more dangerous in the short term.
Methane. The silent but deadly one.
Exactly. Over 20 years, methane traps 80 times more heat than carbon dioxide. Cutting methane is the fastest, cheapest way to slow down global warming. It is the low-hanging fruit.
So if it's that easy, why aren't we doing it?
Great question, Gayatri. The next report is from the UN Environment Programme, UNEP, and they just released an eye on methane 2025. And the answer is, we are doing it, but partially.
What do you mean partially, Ritvik?
We have satellites now, Gayatri. They can detect large methane leaks from space. There's a system called MARS, that is the Methane Alert and Response System. Last year alone, we sent over 3,500 alerts about big leaks.
Wow, that's a lot of alerts. Then what happened?
Here's the painful part, Gayatri. Nearly 90% of those events got zero response.
Zero? As in, nobody did anything?
Nobody. No repair crew, no government inspection, no fines. Just an alert sitting in someone's inbox getting ignored.
You know what this sounds like? It sounds like a fire alarm going off and everyone is just eating their lunch.
Worse, because methane leaks don't just go away. They keep pumping heat into the atmosphere every single day.
So then why aren't companies responding?
Because there is no penalty, Gayatri. No mandatory repair deadline, no real consequence. Why spend money fixing a leak that nobody's watching?
So the satellites are watching, but the people with power aren't. Wow.
Bingo, that's the gap.
What is the Earthwise solution? Mandatory repair within 30 days of an alert, heavy fines, not small, not cute. Actually painful fines for non-response, and public naming of repeat offenders. Shame is a powerful motivator.
And for governments, make the alerts public. Publish a dashboard showing which companies ignore leaks and which ones fix them. Transparency changes behavior.
Because otherwise, and this is the part that drives me crazy, we have the technology to solve this problem. The satellites work, the science is clear, but we are just not choosing to act on it.
The call to action to this is that check where your pension fund or mutual fund invests. If it's in an oil and gas, ask them one question. Do you respond to methane alerts? Prove it with data. If they can't answer, move your money. Your retirement shouldn't depend on ignoring the planet. So now last one, and I promise it is important. We talked about Earth's energy imbalance. We talked about methane, and now let's talk about where most of that heat actually lives.
The ocean. You said over 90% goes into the ocean.
Exactly, Gayatri. So the ocean is basically taking the hit for us. It is absorbing our pollution, our waste heat, and our carelessness. And it has been doing that for decades.
But nothing can take that much heat forever.
Exactly. The next report is also from the World Meteorological Organization, same WMO. And here's what it says about the ocean.
Ocean heat content hit a new record high in 2025. That's the 9th consecutive year of record-breaking ocean warning. 9 years in a row.
That's not a streak, that's a scream, Gayatri.
And what does a warmer ocean mean? Let me list it. Stronger cyclones because cyclones feed on warm water. Dying coral reefs because coral bleach when water gets too hot. Melting ice sheets from below where warm water eats away the ice. Rising sea levels because warm water expands.
And the WMO chief, Celeste Solo, said that something struck with me. She said that we will live with their consequences for hundreds and thousands of years.
That's not a warning, Ritvik. That's a eulogy for the world we grew up in.
So what do we do, Gayatri? Because that felt hopeless.
Here's the Earthwise solution, Ritvik. First, stop treating the ocean like an infinite heat sink. That means cutting fossil fuels and not slowing down, not transitioning gently, cutting them, and secondly, expanding the marine protected areas. Give the ocean room to heal. And lastly, invest in ocean restoration, mangroves, seagrass, coral farming, real money, not just nice speeches.
And individually, what can one person do, Gayatri?
Pick one thing this week. One less flight, one meat-free day, one appliance unplugged, one car trip replaced by a bus or a bike. Do it for the ocean.
Because otherwise, and this is not an exaggeration, the ocean will eventually fight back. And when it does, we lose every single time.
And the call to action to this is, this week, do one thing to lower your carbon footprint. Just one. It's not too much to ask for. Then, tell a friend. Say these exact words. I did this for the ocean. Watch how that conversation changes. Watch how it spreads.
Well. Weak targets, dead fish, and a withdrawn cockpit. Record heat, ignored methane leaks, and an ocean that never catches a break. None of this is a technology problem. It is a will problem. And will is contagious.
So do one thing this week. Just one. Because otherwise is not an option we can afford.
Today, we didn't just look at climate as a crisis, but rather as a series of choices. Choices we see in the news, in pop culture, in policies, and in our everyday lives.
And with every choice, we pick a direction. Either walking with the planet or choosing to ignore it.
And this conversation is made possible by Climate Action Live, a youth-driven platform by Madhur Singh that takes climate awareness beyond conversations and connects it to real-world action.
As its core, Climate Action Live creates space for young voices where learning, dialogue, and actions come together.
If you want to be part of this movement, do visit the Climate Action Live website and explore how you can contribute.
You can also check out the New Imaginations Research Center at JSJC, which works with young scholars to expand stories and perspectives, helping us understand climate and society through new narratives.
So, until next week when we meet again,
Keep asking yourself, are you choosing to be Earthwise
or otherwise?